Hello and welcome to another SMT Reacts video. We are breaking down the Battlefield 6 official multiplayer gameplay trailer. It dropped on Thursday, and we're going to react to it here in typical VOD format, just like we did the reveal trailer not too long ago. I saw some parts of it. I kind of was distracted, so we're going to watch it again here together and then, give you my opinions and thoughts and officially decide if Battlefield is back, baby. Is back with Battlefield 6, but it looks like it so far. But let's jump into it together. Here we go. More vehicle combat. Some heavy artillery. That looks good. That looks really good. That looks good. Falling in the tanks. Is that the tank view? Okay. Little Omni direction. Similar to Omni direction. Oh, that looks good too. Gun texture. Yeah, the guns look pretty decent. Drones. Total environmental damage, just like we thought. We'll talk about it. Fast pace, modern. This is what we wanted. Is that how we're stashing dog tags? More of the sledgehammer. Yup, look at that. Nice. We're in New York City. We're in New York. More choppers down. Oh, some aerial combat. Bring in the F-16s, 22s. Yeah, more Omni directions. Yeah, he jumped back in the prone, reverse prone. Yeah, I don't know, all about the pre-ordering, but wow. Okay. You gotta let the emotions come down. You gotta let that emotional, high come down. But wow, this is like my second and a half time seeing the Battlefield 6 gameplay trailer. And yes, there's a lot going on, a lot that can potentially leave you distracted or miss some key features here in this multiplayer now, or in this multiplayer map or scene. There was a disclaimer that this is all not finished, but in-game footage, heavily tailored, heavily altered. But nonetheless, like, this looks exciting, even as a multiplayer game. I must say that tank model looks a little rough, but this looks exciting as a multiplayer. There's so much going on, especially with the advanced levolution and destruction like we're seeing here. Now, in the official gameplay reveal, it was discussed that the EA DICE, the developers, they're taking levolution to a whole new level, especially with destruction on the environment. Using your sledgehammer here, breaking down to a lower level and taking out your enemies from atop, getting that height advantage, and just destroying, breaking down cover altogether within buildings, using heavy artillery like RPGs, where it's taking down a chopper. But how this chopper goes into the building, this is all going to be happening real time in multiplayer. We got some, a little bit of aerial combat footage there. Again, it won't be shown like that in the game, but I imagine that this is the view for aerial combat. I mean, it looks okay. I wasn't the biggest fan of jets in Battlefield, so I didn't really use them. I'm more effective on the ground. So I knew my role, and I played it well. But this, I guess, looks decent. You have to let me know in the comments if you use, the fighter jets and whatnot in Battlefield. Does this look like an improvement? Well, especially over Battlefield 2042, but just with the aerial combat altogether. Not so much how it was presented in Battlefield 2042, because again, I didn't use a lot of the aerial or even ground vehicles in that game. I just kept boots on the ground and just tried to, play the meta there. More aerial combat. This, this looks like, some action on the side of a chopper, little minigun, Gatling gun. Looks exciting though. Again, look at that. Looks exciting. Chopper in the building, could possibly destroy cover for anybody hiding in there. I mean, this looks like, they're targeting the campers. You should be able to break down their cover and expose them. And that reminded me of omnidirection right there. Something that you either hated or loved in Call of Duty Black Ops 6. I was like impartial. It was okay. I didn't use it enough. Sometimes I even forgot you could, minus the sliding. We'll get to that in a second. But this looks like a more practical version of it, if you will, being that there isn't a heavy slide factor. Like I mentioned in the reveal trailer, soldiers typically don't slide. When they're firing, taking cover, you want to get to the prone, make yourself as small as possible. Like, the player did here. I mean, an amazing shot as well. Once again, beautiful presentation by EA Dice. And we didn't see a lot of like sliding, it didn't feel too archaic. This felt more like that, that gritty war sim. I mean, until we play the beta, scheduled to hit upcoming here. It's closed for, those who have private access, and then it's open to everybody, which I will play the beta. You don't have to pre-order. So, there's that. Again, they're checking all the boxes. Okay. You don't have to pre-order to play the beta. So we'll play the beta. They did have some streamers out at the event playing it, but they're there. You want a more non-biased opinion of the multiplayer without any, restraints or restrictions. You want that raw and just unfiltered feedback on how the game plays online, especially so that EA Dice can make all the necessary changes and work on improving the game. From a system or hardware perspective, it does at times appear to look like it's running a little rough. I know this isn't indicative of final gameplay, but I will say the PC specs are out, and at minimum, you want to make sure you have a graphics card with at least 6 gigabytes of VRAM. At least 6 gigabytes of VRAM, and that should come in the form of an RTX 2060 Super. So your GTX 1060 won't get it done. You're going to have to upgrade at least to a 2060, which also comes in 2 variants, 6 and 12. If you want a little bit more VRAM for a little bit more, details in your graphics, especially when playing the campaign. They didn't show a lot of the campaign in the reveal event, just like a CGI trailer with a CIA operative, just giving some loose exposition. So we didn't really see an official campaign trailer. When we do, we will be here to react to that as well. So if you haven't yet, do me a big favor and like this video for me. And if you're new to the community, consider hitting the subscribe button down below with the notification bell turned on so you can be notified and updated when those reaction videos and our live streams are published. So I'm excited to see how the multiplayer action correlates or transfers over into the campaign, which seems to have a major conflict. They did give us more details on the overall conflict in the game in the main campaign, and you see some of the main baddies here. It's the Pax Armata, and you have like the US and some of their remaining allies. They're bringing back classes, so that's awesome. That's what people wanted. your core 4. Yeah, see, I like the detail there. I mean, they opened up. I don't know if it'll look like this, on all systems or on all hardware, but this is giving me like Battlefield 1, Battlefield vibe, 5, vibes or aesthetics on on a new model car, pretty much. Like with just the textures in the environment and the gunplay and how it all comes together in a modern scene is done really well. Yep, see there, those are the Pax Armata. Those are your baddies. So the multiplayer trailer, for all intents and purposes, does indicate that Battlefield 6 is back. And EA Dice are doing all the right things to get us up to release, which is in October. So it's right around the corner. 10/10 is when it's coming out, October 10th, 10/10. So they're doing all the things, releasing a beta early so they can get feedback and make any necessary changes or updates, especially to the multiplayer game. Campaign kind of is what it is, but especially to the multiplayer, they did say it's going to be regular season content. And I think they possibly hinted at the end of the event with the new possible Battlefield Battle Royale, if you will. Like Battlefield Royale is maybe what they'll call it. I don't know. It hinted at what looked to be gas to me, closing in on some players, but I don't know. Could be anything. But they did kind of tease it's something a little bit more bigger that's going to come along with Battlefield 6. And I will say, if that's their objective, if that's what EA Dice is looking to bring to the table here in October, then that does give us all the signs we need that points towards they are, targeting Call of Duty for market share. And they're trying to win back possibly even some of their player base, or some of their core player base that walked away from the game once we got titles like Battlefield 2042, which again just didn't resonate with a lot of the core Battlefield players. And I'm a casual Battlefield player, and it didn't resonate with me. But seeing this here is reminding me of why I even fell in love with Battlefield originally. And it's that Bad Company 1, Bad Company 2, and even Battlefield 3. It's like taking us back to there between Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4, but with the fresh, code of 20, a fresh 2025 model car is what the multiplayer trailer gave me. I mean, all that, chaos there, little stealth melee. Again, I don't know if that's how we're taking dog tag. Obviously, it won't be all that, but just this right here, like being able to drop down on your enemies, in that height advantage, that element of surprise. Vehicle combat looks like what it is. Again, I didn't really use a lot of the vehicles in Battlefield. But imagine how that's going to shape the multiplayer map. They're bringing back they're remaking one of the maps from Battlefield 3, I believe, and just bringing back that overall Battlefield feel that their core players, even us casuals, come to love. Like I really hope that's just a different take on Omnidirection without the slippery slidey stuff, which is just a part of Call of Duty, just a core part of the mechanic in the game. So I understand why people do it. You have to. Even when I play, we have to. I have, live streams here on the channel of me playing Black Ops 6. I get it. But even here in the tailored gameplay, we don't see a lot of sliding. Like there, you would have thought that they would have slid. I mean, he kind of slid there a little bit. I will say, it looks like he kind of slid there. But it was subtle. When like he slid into the room. We go back. Right there. All right, comes through there. Right there. See, it's like a little slide. But we didn't see it a lot. So that's welcoming. I'll say. But Battlefield does appear to be back. At least it's multiplayer. This is a significant improvement over Battlefield 2042. Hopefully, this is a possible sign that developers, publishers like EA are willing to listen to the players who have not only made their games profitable, but nearly immortal. Like Battlefield, we're only what, 6 unofficial installment because we had spin-offs like Hardline and stuff, but this game's been around for more than a decade now. So I'm glad EA so far at face value showing us the going back to modern Battlefield, giving us that war sim, that war grit, giving us that chaotic Battlefield, the levolution, the destruction in the environment, letting the battlefield essentially change over the course of each round or of the whole, or, you know, of the whole match. So we will be there to play the beta. We will be there to possibly even do a Battlefield 6 campaign marathon theme when it launches on 10/10. And almost certainly, if we get a campaign reveal trailer in between now and then, we will also react to that and kind of see, you know, I guess how the Battlefield story is being presented, campaign is being presented. We haven't had a Battlefield campaign since Hardline or Battlefield 1, 5, but we haven't had a modern, you know, Battlefield campaign since 4. Hardline was actually pretty fun. I enjoy playing Hardline. It's a different kind of battle. I don't even know why they call it Battlefield, because you're playing a cop. So there's that. I don't know why they call it Battlefield, but nonetheless, it was a fun campaign to play. It even had some fun online modes. But that's all I got for this reaction video. Again, if you haven't yet, hopefully I've earned a like and your subscription here to join this community. Subscribe, or by subscribing with the notification bell turned on. Your support and feedback, super appreciated and super helpful. So I do hope to catch you all in the next one. So until then, be easy.